I feel like I haven't done that in a long time. Hey everyone, welcome back to Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. It's another Wednesday. I actually forgot that it's Wednesday today. The days are actually blurring together now. It's how crazy this has been. I've been cooped up in my house. I haven't actually left my house since Friday, and yeah, and so kids started homeschooling and trying to get adjusted to this new way of life for the time being. But hope everyone's doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy out there, playing some video games. We have a great show for you guys tonight. We have a very special returning guest. We have Saltiest Gaming from the Saltiest Gaming Podcast. Salty, welcome back to Brat, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? It's like we were saying in the pregame, man. It's different times, right? I saw a meme that was like it blurred all the days together and like the name of the month and like you don't know what day or time it is. It's crazy times right now. Everybody's cooped up playing video games and it's just a strange time, man. We've all seen, like some of these video games or TV or movies about, apocalypse or like any of this other stuff, man. And the stuff that I'm seeing is just it's weird. It's surreal, right? We're experiencing history. We're going through it right now, and to experience all this stuff, it's crazy. But it's good to be a gamer, because if I wasn't a gamer, I don't know what I'd be doing with my spare time right now. I feel like I'd already be all the way through all my Netflix and stuff. Like I don't know what people do when they're not gamers. Like what do people do?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess watch TV shows or something. Who knows?
Yeah,
Read books. This is new territory for many of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we haven't seen anything like this. I mean, not in my lifetime for sure. But we'll hunker down, we'll hang in there, play some video games. And speaking of video games, great month for the month of March in terms of game releases. We have Persona 5 Royale, which just launched. We have MLB The Show, which just launched. We had Ori and Will and the Wisp. God, what else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing. Neo 2.
Neo 2, yep.
And Jesus, I know I'm missing some games. My brain has just been done. I'm telling you, trying to balance work and homeschooling kids. I hope these teachers don't think that I'm going to be teaching curriculum, while I'm supposed to be working at the same time.
I was thinking that myself, man. I'm like, these teachers just think that everybody is just going to be a home teacher and like be home. Not everybody's home to school their kids. I mean, that's why they go to school and stuff, so it's weird. Like they almost think that everybody is just available at all times to, teach their kids. They sent a Chromebook home with my daughter and stuff, So.
Oh, that's actually cool. They did that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had everybody pick them up and stuff. And then they're doing like video chat with the classes. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool that they're using technology, but I hope in the future they're like, oh, let's just do this permanently. No.
Yeah.
No.
Right. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. Book Roger in live chat says, don't forget Doom. Yes, I forgot about Doom. Doom released. Oh my God. That's still sitting in my queue. I haven't played it yet because I've been playing Ori and I've been playing a little bit of old school Nintendo games. Started playing the first Legend of Zelda.
Bro, I had to stop playing Ori and the Will of Wisp because I was playing on my like the Xbox One X, and the slowdown with the frame rate, man. I'm in like the water area or whatever, and it's constant slowdown. So I think I'm just gonna have to play that on my PC because it's just not getting better. I moved it over to my external hard drive and from the external to the internal, and nothing seems to be working with that. I've never really had a game recently where I just had to stop playing because of performance, but I had to do that with the Ori.
Oh wow! So it's wow, yeah. I know that I know there's been some bad frame rate issues with the console version of it. I know on the PC side, man. I mean, there's issues there too. The game will lock up and freeze. There's like an audio glitch. So there's unfortunately some issues, but it's a great game. I mean, it's
an awesome game, dude. It's just I can't play it as is because it slows down to like it feels like you're in slow-mo or something like on Max Payne, and it doesn't really resolve itself until you exit out.
Bullet time.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
funny,
much.
man. Gaming Forte, what is going on, sir?
What is up, my fellow sheltered gamers?
Forte,
What
I
up,
gotta.
Forte?
I wonder if you can speak on this.
No, what did I miss?
What's going on in retail right now, man? Is it true they're telling people to wear bags over their hands, accept payments?
Oh man, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what did that press release say?
That's what according to, was it Polygon, Kotaku? I don't remember what article it was, but I was like,
Look, man, gotta do what you gotta do if you ain't got gloves in your store, I guess.
Is
yeah.
it paper or
I don't worry
plastic?
about that. I got gloves in my store, so there's that.
Well, the thing is too is that you can actually just slip someone. You can make the transaction and not have any contact with them.
Sure
The biggest thing is you
can.
just got to wash your hands,
That's it.
and that's it. Now,
See, it's funny. What I do is, I have gloves, I have sanitizer, I have soap and water, I have Lysol, I have everything at my store because I'm not dependent on the company to get me that stuff. Even though they did send some of that stuff, my store happened to be stocked on it before this all happened. But I have like boxes that I literally like sit stuff in, and like I have like outside my door, I have some tape that I put two-sided tape down on the floor where it's like 6 feet away from the door because we're practicing social distancing. So I tell people, like, stand right there, put your card in the box and push it up to the door. I will take your card, pay for your stuff, and push it back to you. And we keep our 6 feet away from each other. We're all fine. But guess what? I guess that's the world we live in right now. I just want this to be all freaking over. I just want to get back to a normal life.
No, I hear you, man.
But it's getting funnier and funnier because I am. It's funny to me when everybody listens and they say video games are not essential, but to some of these people, they truly are. It's I get more ever since we opened back up on Sunday. I get more people say, "Man, I'm so happy you guys are doing this," and I'm like, "Really?" It's like, yeah, man, my kids is driving me nuts. I was like, okay, well, it's not you, it's you, your kids are driving you crazy. So you out here braving the corona to get your kids off your back. So that's pretty much what's going on right now. But we already know it's crazy because that stuff was going down in Florida a couple weeks ago. People don't give a care. People
was that a couple weeks ago? When was that I-95 party?
That was what, 2 weekends ago?
I thought it was like last week.
Yeah, it might have been last week. I know it was either last weekend or the weekend before. But the fact that those people out there partying, I don't see those cars ain't even 6 feet apart from each other.
No, dude.
They out there. Hey, man, it's crazy out here. But
speaking on what you said, like depending on the situation, the World Health Organization, they came out with that thing talking about how gaming was an addiction, right? They classified it as a mental disorder or whatever.
Yeah,
and then they said it was bad for you. And then all of a sudden the same publication come out and they said, video games are good for you, like during this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
well, it's because it's the only
gotta pick their narrative, man. I mean, it fits the narrative, right? So
exactly, it's the one. If you want to talk anything positive, it's the one positive thing you could actually say is because people are playing games and it's kind of keeping people off the street because that's pretty much all they're doing. But the funny thing to me is, and I think this is actually a good thing. I mean, not the whole epidemic and everything, but I think more people playing games now and being kind of forced to go back into playing games is a good thing, not only for just retail in general, but for gaming in general, because a lot of these people that are buying these systems are people that either play games before and and they're finally coming back because they're bored as hell out of their freaking minds. They have nothing else to do. And it might rekindle something for them. Now, a lot of these people probably are going to just sell their stuff back as soon as this is all over with, because I was actually talking to my boss about this. Can you imagine? I can imagine how much of this stuff is going to finally get traded back in when this is all said and done, because it's going to be the biggest social block party ever, because everybody's going to be tired of being stuck in their house and they're going to be out wanting to go to the beach. It's going to be in the middle of the summer. Everybody gonna want some spending money, so it's gonna be pretty interesting when this is all said and done, how the country reacts to being kind of free again. Because right now, you're not really free to do whatever the hell you want to do when it comes to being outside your own house.
And you know what's also not free? Being trapped in this YouTube prison, because this show is not. I didn't get a notification, and it didn't even send me on the side of the chat, like the side of the main menu. It's ridiculous.
Well, guess what? I'm a member of the show, and when I go to my subscriptions, it doesn't even show it as an active show right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I actually had to actually look for Brat Basement Radio Podcast's name and go to the channel to see it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How's everybody? I'm sorry I'm so late, by the way.
You're not late, man. You're early, man. It's not even 9:30 yet.
Yeah, bad bit, man. Thanks for joining us, bro. I appreciate it.
Of course, I literally just got done recording the trophy room, and then I'm here.
Yeah. So, sir, how are you? How are you doing, man? Because you are in New Jersey, like I guess.
Yeah, man, it's scary.
In the thick of things, right?
How far is that ship away from where you live?
I can tell you through minutes. It's like a 30-minute drive.
From where they actually had the comfort ship in the Hudson.
Yep. Like right now, I can get there in 30 minutes because of no traffic.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you can get anywhere with no traffic right now.
Exactly. Like where I live in Jersey, it is literally the ground zero of the outbreak. So it is scary. Like my community college, my old community college. Shout out to Bergen Community. Y'all are now like a medical field hospital. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's real, man. This stuff is man, I wish I had someone that I could look up to in this time of crisis.
Oh yeah.
Lord,
that's another conversation.
No, we can't go down that bad. I called myself avoiding all those press conferences, and then oh my god.
But yeah, like to me, I'll be honest, I have not been outside since mid-March when right before it was like where I was living is like the ground zero of the outbreak. So I am just been cooped up. It's a weird feeling to be like, oh, I've been in the house for going on 3 weeks, right? Strong. And not like the furthest I've been out is like my goddamn mailbox.
Wow.
It is. Yeah, it's nuts because it is scary, you know. But shout out to Animal Crossing because
facts. I didn't see some
this game, dude.
Look, man, I didn't see some amazing towns in the last couple of days because people like I said, you know, GameStop is essential. And they come up to the store to buy stuff. So people are showing like they got their Switches in their hand and they say, you want to see my they say, you want to see my town? And I'm don't want to be rude. And I'm like, no, I really don't want you that close to me. So they'll just turn their Switch and show me just their map of their town. I was like, good God, dude, how long you been working on? And I was like, the game's only been out 2 weeks. And they say, man, I time traveled in the future. I went back in the past. I'm like, my game says it's June 23rd. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. Well, okay. So for like, are you at like a curbside like pickup at GameStop at this point? So are the stories true where they're like, put your fucking hands in the bags and use them as gloves? Is it that crazy?
If you don't have gloves, that is a thing.
Okay.
If you don't have gloves, that is a thing.
Now, is it a thing where they're just like, hey, listen, we will reimburse you if you go out and you buy hand sanitizer
well, that's always been that's always been a thing. If you can get it on your own because it's faster for you to get it by means of just going to a store and buying it yourself. Yeah, they have a way for you to go in when you clock in and out that you can expense, you know, anything you bought and it just gets added back to your check. So you get paid, you get that money back, but it just the way it was portrayed was like they're telling you to go spend your money and you're not getting it back. No, you get the money back. You just got to pay for it out of your own pocket. And some stores just literally just expense it out of their own store. And I mean, at that point you could do that too because they understand that too. But no, it is a thing, you know, if you don't have this. I mean, at a certain point though, I always tell people if I'm not doing the whole bag thing, if I ain't got gloves, I'm just doing pick up at the door. I'm not doing credit cards. I'm not doing anything because I feel like if you don't have the tools to do the job the correct way, like gloves, then I'm not doing everything I need to do that they want me to do. So I'm just going to do like order it online. I give you a bag, I put it in a box, and I hand it to you, and that's it. So
what's the like the temperature in the room right now for you? Like are you talking to other managers of like how they're feeling about shit, or like do you feel like it's a tense situation? Is it unknown?
Well, I mean, Michigan is, I mean, it's not as bad as New York and New Jersey, but we're like the fourth highest state right now, and where I'm located at, I'm not too far outside of Detroit where it's like the biggest. So they shut us down a week ago because of the outbreak. The governor put in a stay-at-home shelter law from the 20th to the 13th of April.
Yeah.
And GameStop, we actually closed all the stores in Michigan for one whole week. But then the GameStop went and they got okay from the government to open their stores back up this past Sunday, but it was at the request that if the associates wanted to do it. So some of us went back. I mainly went back just because I feel like this is only the beginning and it's going to get worse. And when it gets worse and we really need to stay home, I'd rather save the money that they're giving us for that when that happens.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna let you know.
That's what I'm thinking right now. But some people are staying at home. Some stores haven't opened up yet, so it's different across the whole state.
Yeah, I know here at Jersey because the one thing that I've learned about GameStop. I'm sorry, this is your show, Brad.
No, it's okay, man. It's a talk show, bro. It's all good.
The tri-state area GameStop community is a very toxic one. It's really shitty, and I think that's where a lot of the complaints come from. Because when you talk to the more rural, like a GameStop manager in Kentucky, they're like, "It's fucking fine over here, guys." Right. But like in Jersey, district managers were trying to get their employees to open up the stores even with the shelter in place.
And didn't they put an order where they shut that? Well, GameStop shut everything down in New York and New Jersey.
Right, but like the district managers were like, yeah, but like still like don't.
Oh, so they probably see, like I said, that's when I don't know, because all I know is what they told us here. We have an option. I know in New York that whole letter thing that was for New York where they kept saying, that whole if the police come to shut you down, that letter was meant for the New York area. Yeah. That's what it was made for. Yeah. But from what I heard, they shut everything down there. I don't know if it was because license or anything like that. Nobody really knows, but it wouldn't be surprised to me that they wanted to stay open, and they probably could have stayed open. But at a certain point, they were like, dude, it's so bad there. None of the associates wanted to, because the associates had the choice. It's always been an associate choice that if you want to do it, you can. They would just try to find people that would want to work in your store instead of you being there. But at a certain point, when nobody wants to work, it's like, well, Joe, just shut this stuff down.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. Like I'm in the area of like just close it down. But like I also understand like the people that are like, no, I don't want to be cooped up in my house anymore. Like I'm one of those people. I'm like, let me. I don't know. I'll go to the bank if I need to get out. Right. So like I totally get that logic. I would just hope that you guys are getting paid some type of like bonus on top of what you're doing right now.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah,
I ain't heard anything yet. Well, let's hope. But I'll put it like this: if I was in a city like Detroit where it's like it's escalating rapidly, like some stores down there, I would not be at work. Because you're in the heart of it. Then the only thing that saves it for me is the fact that I'm a little bit further out from it. We don't have as many cases as in our areas like most do. But like I said, I'm kind of looking at it from a third eye, and I'm like, the governor going to shut this thing down sooner or later. It's going to be a mandatory shutdown of the whole state, literally. And the only thing that's going to be open is essential, like medical, and they might even shut to the point where they might shut everything down unless you're GM because they're making ventilators. That might be the only other thing that's essential in the state other than medical and grocery. So I think when they do that, that's when the rubber really going to meet the road, because they keep, my whole thing with this whole problem with the states and the government are doing, they keep doing these little 2-week hiatus, say, oh, we're going to check back in 2 weeks and we're going to see this in 2 weeks. I'm like, dude, no. Okay, so the Trump just comes out and says we're going to put April 30th. Do we really think this is going to be resolved by April 30th?
No.
I mean, before that, it was Easter, right? Remember
it was Easter. Well, yeah, it was
I'd like
Easter.
to see all the pieces.
And I'm sitting there like, okay, we know this isn't going to be over. Why won't we just say we're in this until, okay, we're gonna lock everything down to the 30th, and we're gonna revisit again on the 30th, and we're gonna see, or just keep doing what most companies are doing, just saying, like, I mean, Macy's just shut everything down.
They furloughed everybody.
They laid off their entire retail staff until this is over. So it's just at a certain point that I think
it's just because, unfortunately, you're playing
at this point.
You're playing the stockholder game, and like in real time, like the bigger picture is like, if you go, hey gang, listen, shit's getting real. We're gonna close down everything for at least a month. Then you just got the stock market takes a fucking nosedive. Right. So like you kind of want to give the assumption of hope, because apparently stockholders only they don't look at hard math, and they just take a feeling in their gut and they throw it to the wind. But like that's why you can't be like, real deal, here's what it is. You know, that's why you had the dude saying that it was a fucking hoax for weeks. You know what I mean? So
I don't think it's a hoax anymore when they start throwing out those numbers like 200,000 by Easter. When you start saying stuff like that, it starts hitting home and people start paying attention. But look, Samuel L. Jackson said it best. Go watch his YouTube video on Stay the F at Home, and it was the most beautiful thing you could ever see in your life. It's accurate in everything you think in life. It is the most accurate thing today. Stay at home.
Yeah, man.
But you know what's interesting though is that, like, you know, this month of March we've had, and I said earlier, we had so many great game releases, right?
Oh, speaking of which, game releases. If you have if you are a pre-order of a Resident Evil copy at a GameStop, you can pick it up tomorrow when that store opens first thing in the morning. You do not have to wait till Friday.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
So all games, So we were told today that due to the epidemic, they are releasing the game a day early. So if you do have it pre-ordered at GameStop, contact your store in the morning, whatever time they open, and see if they have their copies, because that's the biggest thing. Most stores didn't get their shipment because everything is being bogged down by UPS and shipments are being delayed. But if you get it, you can pick it up as early as tomorrow.
So Forte, so they'll have it if they're open, or they're going to open up specially to send it out?
No. If your store is like, all stores aren't open, but if the store is open and if they get the shipment, you can pick up that game tomorrow if they have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally just got a letter from GameStop. Jesus Christ, what is this? The 1800s?
Send you a letter.
They send you
had a pigeon bring it.
It says, Dearest Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, Dearest Joe, your pre-order for Resident Evil.
Your pre-order has been arriving and slowly.
Your destination. Yeah, no, it's saying, hey, listen, we don't fucking have it. We're not going to give it to you. Here's a refund, and you could go in store when this shit clears out, or you can click here, request a form, because I pre-ordered the Resident Evil Collector's Edition.
Yes.
And now that ain't happening, so that's a hopefully Ghost of Tsushima thing. So I'm not too butthurt.
What a time to have a collector's edition for Resident Evil, right?
Right in the middle of the pandemic, right? But that is an option that they are. So I don't know if they, because everybody didn't get that email, the one like you got. I think it's only in the really affected areas where all the stores are closed, like California and New York. So I think that's probably why you got it. But if you do have a game that's pre-ordered, like Final Fantasy or Resident Evil, and you don't know if your store is not open right now, you can call customer service and they will offer you a chance. It's only if your game's paid off, though. It has to be paid off at the store that is affected at. But they will give you an option to refund it or have it shipped to your house directly from the warehouse, so you don't have to worry about missing out.
Dude,
but
they were giving me. Yeah, Ludwig, which is the guy's fucking name. I'm not kidding you guys. His name was Ludwig. I was like, what? He's just like, yes, hello, sir. We cannot give you your pre-order of Persona 5. Oops. I can't give you a refund over the phone. So that must have changed. And that accent may be offensive to the Germans. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, you see, they refunded. What did you just send you? Like, are they sending you a check or are they sending you like a digital gift card or something?
Well, now I gotta call them back because they're just like, there's nothing we can do. Sorry, Auf Wiedersehen. And I'm like, all right, well, fuck me, I guess.
Well, I mean, like I said, that's what like a couple of people that I know actually got that done, and like some customers, they called them and they said, hey, do you want to get it shipped to you? Do you want it whatever because your store is affected? Like I said, I know everybody didn't get that, so I don't know if that's a case by case. But the biggest thing I'm telling people to do, if you are affected by a store being closed and you got something paid off there, call customer service and let them know and see what they can do for you, because I have heard that people have been able to get things that were supposed to go to the store shipped directly to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that when it comes to like Final Fantasy VII, because that's the one I'm like, come on, Square, come through. If you're coming in through for the Australians, sorry, hiccup.
A whole week and a half early.
Exactly. Dude, I'm dying because I will buy that shit digitally. Like I was so in on that demo. So
yeah.
Oh, that's another thing too. And I actually did that a couple of times today for people. If your store is open and you don't think this is gonna, change anytime soon, you might want to go into your store, cancel your pre-order, and let them sell you a digital copy of it so you can just buy it on your system. That way, no matter what happens, you're covered.
Well, see, the thing with me is I pre-ordered from Amazon. Whoops. But I got it for $50. It was the limited edition.
The limited edition. Okay.
Yeah. So I was just like, well, $50. But if I had to, I mean, it's so beautiful. Like that case. I really do hope they're like.
Well, I got the first world. I got the world class edition, and I don't know if that's coming.
Oh wow! Hey, Badbit, are you gonna, if you get that delivery, you gonna let the box sit out for 24 hours?
Ooh.
No, you know what we're doing, dude? Real talk. Lysol. We Lysol the package.
Oh yeah, that's why I have Lysol, man. I like every time I receive. Like, dude, you see me when I walk in the house. My wife is like, when I come home from work, my wife is like, it's a laundry basket by the front door because she knows when I'm walking in. Yeah. She says, "Take your clothes off right there." She tells the kids to go into the other room. Take your clothes off there. Put them in this basket. Go straight into the bedroom and take a shower. Literally.
Wow.
And she sprays my clothes down with light. Dog, my wife is serious about this.
Dude, that's
bro. And I appreciate it though.
Yeah. No, like my brother is the same. He's just like, all right, I'm going for a supply run. I'm like, damn, first that's not your accent.
Who's your brother, Joel?
That's what I'm like, damn, first of all, that's not your accent. Secondly, you're getting groceries. I know it's serious.
Well, technically that is a supply run.
That is, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, I haven't been out since Friday, man, but I was like, my kids went to McDonald's, so I'm like, I went to the drive-thru. I had a mask on. I had rubbing alcohol. Dude, I'm like, I feel like I'm living a real life Last of Us, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
We're getting there, man.
You didn't eat your burger through your mask, though, right?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. No,
but we door dashed fucking Wendy's the other day because my brother and I were like, oh, we're Jones and a Baconator, man. It's been weeks, and we're just seeing it on TV, so let's do it. My brother Lysol'd the goddamn bag.
Dude, I told Salty I did the same thing. I went to the drive-thru, put the bags in my car, fucking Lysol the whole bag. I think I got Lysol on my French fries. I didn't care. I was like, I Lysol the bag, got home, took it to the garage, Lysol the bag again. The bag was like about to break.
Damn.
Yep. It's getting there, man. It's gonna get crazier, but you know what? We got video games.
Yeah,
man.
But I am afraid though. Like, but I am afraid though that like we're gonna see some delays though. I know Square put out that press release again, that tweet. I think some people aren't going to get their physical copies or whatever. The game's going to go. Imagine trying to buy it April 10th digital. Oof. PlayStation's already throttled their network, right?
Yeah.
Do they have preload for that game up already?
They will in a few days.
Yeah,
you better get it now while you can.
Yeah, but I'm wondering. Like, we had David Jaffe on. Was it last week or the week before? 2 weeks ago. And I think he was like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not saying it's going to happen, but he said he wouldn't be surprised if The Last of Us 2 got delayed because of, where they're at in development and everyone's working from home. That could probably put a wrinkle in like a release date. But Salty, you think that I heard you say you think that there's gonna be some delays, maybe, right?
Oh yeah, just coming. You look at the entertainment industry in a whole, and like the movie industry, how bad it's been rocked financially. I know it's a different situation, but you got to look from an outside perspective. Like, imagine yourself as a stockholder, right? Yeah. And you think about all the millions of dollars you spent in production for these massive AAA blockbusters, right? Yeah. Would you be willing to launch The Last of Us during a pandemic if it's still going on, or even the aftershocks of just the economy and everything else? Like, there's a lot of stuff going into it. It's not just, hey, are we going to finish the game? It's like, hey, are people going to buy this game? Like, they got to look at like that, because like movies, for example, theaters are closed down. They have to everything's delayed. So from a business perspective, Cyberpunk, I think, I don't know. That's one of the games I'm worried about. The Last of Us is another one. Halo Infinite is another one. Like, these massive games, you're talking about delays in production and finishing the game and even releasing the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we just saw with
I heard Halo Infinite's not going to make launch.
No.
So the only thing I'll say against it, and I think a lot, like, you guys are right, for a lot of these
Forte.
games we'll see.
I don't mean to interrupt you, sir. I got to pay the bills real quick. Big shout out to Rich Kreischer with the $2 super chat. Says, has anyone seen the Mortar Shell trailer? Oh my God.
I looked it up. It looks awesome. I'm a Souls guy, and this game is in that vein. So if you guys go look it up, it just came out today. I looked it up. It looks pretty good, man.
Don't have to check it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Forte.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I agree with you guys when it comes to the delays. Some of these games are definitely going to fall victim to this whole epidemic going on. But I would think that for some of these developers, it will actually probably be almost in their best interest to release however they can release, because the difference between video games and digital media and movies, excuse me, is the fact that they're interactive, and that's the reason people are willing to brave these streets to go get games like Animal Crossing and buy systems like Nintendo Switches so they can have something to do. Because once you buy a video and once you buy a movie, once you watch it once or twice or three times, I mean, you're not going to watch it every day or every other day for like the next 3 months until it comes out. Something like Last of Us or something like Final Fantasy, when it comes out, you're talking about hours and weeks if you want to really put into it of just enjoyment in that game. So I think video games in general will probably thrive even more during something like this. But the only thing that sucks is how people consume that media when it comes to like doing digital only, physical only. Some people, I don't think games like Cyberpunk are going to be, unless they delay it itself, but I don't think that's going to be really impacted by it, because that game is so much further out. They can ramp up manufacturing of like physical media real early, as long as they get the game finished.
It's more like finishing the game for Cyberpunk.
Well, yeah, for them, because they're probably all at home and stuff, and they're doing like what studios like Bungie are doing, where they're just sheltered at the house and they're working on games and all their new content from the comforts of their own house and stuff. So it really just comes down to that. But I think video games are going to do very, very well during this, just because of the interactive nature of it. But man, some of these studios, it's going to be rough, especially these bigger games. And I do agree with Salty on that part, especially games that haven't even come close to going gold yet. It's just going to add even more time to waiting for some of these games.
Wow. Yeah. I almost called him slow-mo. B-Buddy, man, what are your thoughts, bro?
Damn, so B Money is slow-mo too now?
I know, right?
We just need to put captions of slow-mo's name next to everybody's name on Brad.
Yeah. B, are you there, man? I know he was there. He may have stepped away.
But he out there partying with the rest of the Florida Knights.
Oh God. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though. Like I hope some of these games aren't canceled, but you know, I just got this sinking feeling. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, do you really believe? Well, do you really believe when Microsoft and Sony come out and say that these systems are going to be impacted?
I don't think the hardware is going to be. The hardware will not be impacted. Supply might, but
that's what I think. Supply will, but the launch won't be.
And with that, the expectations of stockholders and gamers alike also need to change as well, because this, you know, who knows, this generation, luckily they focused on power, because I do think it's going to add an extra year or two to the lifespan of these consoles.
Yes.
I don't know if they're going to launch and either of them is going to reach over 10 million, to be completely honest, because of the uncertainty that is this coming economy that we're about to inherit. Like that is the sad real, you know, the truth of it.
The supply usually, I think for the PS4 is pretty limited in the beginning as anyway, because like the cost of production's so high right in the beginning, so it's going to be limited numbers. And I told people this: if you're wanting to get, I don't know necessarily about the Xbox Series X or whatever, but if you want a PS5 day one, you better get your pre-orders in quick when they're available, because people are going to do just like they did with, they're kind of scummy where they'll snatch up multiple ones and try to scalp it on the internet. Like I fully expect that, limited supplies, not a lot of people getting it, so
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to actually, it's funny you guys mentioned that about supply chain. And I want to go to this one topic. I don't know if you guys have listened to Ryan McCaffrey's podcast Unlocked. He had an interview with Phil Spencer. And Phil actually said that the Xbox Series X is still on track. He's saying the supply chain in China is coming back after after the pandemic outbreak ravaged that nation. He says the console hardware is still on track. If there's any delay, it'll be related to software, but Spencer doesn't think that's likely. So, I think guys, you get your pre-orders in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the moment those pre-orders go live, don't wait.
Yeah.
I think both of them are going to sell like wildfire. It's going to be really hard to get your hands on one of these.
And I'm telling people now, people love going to Amazon and y'all love shopping there. Don't do your pre-order on Amazon, because there's a good chance you may not get it. Go to a actual store. This isn't to promote any brick and mortar store, but when it comes to something like this, where it's going to be a supply strain, go to a brick and mortar store where that they're actually going to ship the product to that store, because they have to fill those pre-orders, versus a website where they can take as many pre-orders as they want and they can cancel them on the back end if they don't end up with enough of them. So. Make sure you do your due diligence when these things go live and get them while you can.
I only pre-order hardware from GameStop, because Best Buy will screw me and Amazon have screwed me in the past. So like it is something that I try my best to do, because I don't know, there's something about like I don't trust a $500 piece of thing on my porch all day. Who knows?
Oh, well, yeah, there's that too.
That's my biggest fear, man.
You love how they start taking pictures. Like, I love how they take a picture of your product sitting on your porch, and I'm like, but I'm not there. But that's basically their way of saying, well, we dropped it on your porch, and here's a picture of it sitting on your porch, but when I got there, it's not there, so they're not liable.
Exactly.
Oh my god, that's and they'll leave it there too. Like
no, that's what they do. They literally send you a message, and like when you get that confirmation email saying that your package was delivered, they take a picture of it and upload that picture with your email. So when you see that picture, it's like, oh, it's on my porch. But what happens if you ain't got nobody to go to your house to get it off your porch? Well, it gets stolen. Well, they're not liable, because they said they showed it on your porch and they know it got delivered there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's funny. Like they leave it like out there wide open. Like my work laptop just got delivered today, right? I didn't even know it was delivered. My garage was open. Guy just put it in the front of the garage and took off. I had no idea. Could have been sitting out there for hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's again, like, it's a big piece of tech. Like, could you? I don't know. Like, again, and that's where I'm like, I rather wait with the everyman, go to a GameStop, and then like, bam, just purchase it and be on my way. Man, I'm not about that life. I'm not about that waiting for an Amazon thing and then, some Jane, Dick, or Harry takes my goddamn PS5. No, that'd be hell to pay.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. This podcast Unlocked with Phil Spencer. Phil actually had some interesting things to say about the Sony PlayStation 5 specs reveal. He said, when we saw the public disclosure, I felt even better about the choices that we made on our platform, and I kind of expected that I would. The hardware team that did Xbox One X, I have a lot of confidence in them. I give them the time and the target to go hit. I just believe in their ability to create. He also talked a little bit about the price point. He said that I feel good about the price we'll be able to get to. I feel good about the price and performance capabilities that we have with the Xbox Series X. I feel incredibly strong about the overall package. We think it's a winning plan. We're going to make sure we stay agile on our pricing. So I still think this thing comes in at $499. And there was that recent leak about the PlayStation 5 being $399. But I'm still going with $399, $499. What do you guys think?
Man, it really does come down to, at the end of the day, what's Phil's allowance? What's his allowance look like? And what I mean by that is, like, what is the Microsoft head CEO willing to hurt his wallet to make sure that Microsoft's the winning platform? Because that's what you got to really think about at the end of the day, is how cost effective is this thing? What's the plan of how is it going to be cost effective in the long run? So I still think it's a $499 console. I think it could go, both of them are $499. Yeah.
The thing is you got to look through history of what they've done up to this point, and they had a great chance to like drop the Xbox One X at $400, and they didn't do it, right? And that was kind of met with criticism from the public because they're like, "Oh, consoles don't sell at over $400," but it kind of sold, kind of didn't. And then another example that I point to with Microsoft is the Xbox SAT edition. Man, if any consoles were going to drop at a $199 price tag, it would have been that one. And I think they dropped it at what? It was like $300 or something. No disk drive.
Yeah.
And that was met with criticism. So I think up to this point, Microsoft they don't really care about eating costs. They don't really mind if you buy the new system or not. They've kind of stated that. So I don't see them being cutthroat when it comes to price or even eating costs, because they're in the business of making money. And at the end of the day, why would you eat costs if you're telling people it's not essential to upgrade? You can upgrade when you want. You can play wherever you want. PlayStation, on the other hand, they're a hardware company. They want you to buy the console. It's going to be a give and take, because they want people to transition from the PlayStation 4 over to the PlayStation 5. But I think if any company is going to eat costs, I think PlayStation is going to do it, because they're a hardware company. They want to maintain that huge, market share or whatever, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think the biggest thing for me is the availability of these consoles. I still think, I'm still kind of on the fence. So, like, I know Phil's saying, like, the supply chain's up and running, but I don't know. I just get this weird feeling that it might not happen. If it does, it's going to be limited quantities,
Yeah.
And at that point, are you willing to go, okay, then throw it at 500? If it's going to be a slow start to begin with, all right, I'll do 500. I'll take a hit for a year or two. It's going to take a hit either way, so might as well, like, dig into this price point. I can see that as an option as well.
So have you guys, Microsoft hasn't said anything about that Lockhart, man. I mean, I know we've heard multiple things about it and rumors and stuff. Like, at this point, like, when are they going to talk about it? I mean,
is it going to be something that's going to launch day one with the system, or are they going to wait a year later?
I don't know.
Because the way that this is being talked about or not talked about, it seems like it's going to be a staggered launch almost.
Yeah. Because at a certain point, you keep talking about the Xbox Series X as one console, and they've mentioned it multiple times, right? They've done the spec reveal. Even when Phil did his interview recently, they're just mentioning one console, and the quotes are surrounded by that one console. He didn't say consoles like he did back at E3. Like, He's
Right.
mentioning the Series X by name. He's mentioning price points and power and everything else. He's not saying consoles or any of that, so I don't know, man. I'm wondering where that Lockhart is, if it's gonna ever show its face,
We were supposed to be hearing something about it soon, but I don't know what happened. That's what I heard. We're supposed to get some kind of insight into it last month, but here we are, April 1st, and we haven't heard anything. I did hear maybe April, in 2 weeks might hear something, but who knows?
Yeah, that's the one thing is like already this was a what if, and now with what's going on right now, that's the other thing is like, well, is this gonna actually come out this year because of the certain situation and how your distribution line is going to be affected by the coronavirus? Like, that is something to take into consideration. I don't think a lot of people or some people want to take into consideration because it doesn't feed into a fanboy narrative. But like, to me, I think it makes total sense. But I do think, and I've stood by this, if Lockhart is real, and I mean it is probably just a more when than if at this point, it's to me totally makes sense. It's a hybrid streaming device. I don't see it any other way for me.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are having issues with their Xbox One X's. I don't know if you've heard this, but Boom's had issues over. I heard this from plenty of people that bought the Scorpio, especially like that day one Scorpio. A lot of them don't even have it anymore because of the issues it was having. There's been lots of issues with that. Yeah, and then they dropped the price down to what was it, $199. There's weird stuff going on with the Xbox One X, man. Yeah. It's weird,
I don't have any worry that I know friend of the show Luke Lore, he's had to replace his console. He still loves his Xbox though, and I get it, but yeah, I want both of them to succeed really bad. I want it to be a close race next generation. Like, that's how we all succeed. So I want to see Microsoft come out kick ass, and they have been. And when Phil's like, "Oh, we're confident of how we're going to roll out," I think half of that is he's confident with the messaging of this console more than the power. I think he sees Sony playing by the same playbook that they did last generation. He's just like, all right, so we know what we're going up against, and that's why he's feeling so confident right now. And I would be if I was him as well.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you guys hold on a second, guys. Guys, hold on for just a sec. My wife's knocking at the door here. Hold on just a sec.
No, it's fine. Piggybacking off of the what I was saying about the Xbox One X, it just feels like they're kind of phasing that system out, if that makes sense.
I'm back.
I'm noticing a lot of issues with specific games not running properly. Did you guys see the whole Resident Evil 3 situation with the frame rates and stuff?
Yeah,
a lot of people are pissed off. I haven't followed it, so
so it's been an issue throughout the lifespan of the Xbox One X because it was marketed as the world's most powerful console. But if you guys know the tech inside the console, the CPU is a Jaguar core and it sucks ass. So it's a bottleneck. Essentially, they're pushing 4K because it was called the 4K box. When you start it up, you see a chip with a 4K label on there. So hell and high water, they're pushing res when they shouldn't, right? Because you have a bottleneck there that can't push out the res. So they're like, hey, let's get this resolution as high as we can, and then the frame rate suffers because of it, when in reality they should drop the resolution down to help the frame rate. So in games like Call of Duty or Resident Evil 3 or all these other games that have shown through Eurogamer and Digital Foundry, they're actually getting way worse frame rates because they're pushing that resolution. So that's the issue there. Like I said, so go ahead.
No bullshit here. That's what the power the teraflop argument gets you. Teraflops solely help the resolution of that console. So that's that when you're talking about teraflops, what you're already saying is how shiny are my games going to look. So hearing that sucks, but I totally get it. They should be dropping the frames a little bit. Not every single Xbox One X is 4K compatible. That's fine. I mean, every game that comes out for it is going to be true 4K. That is a narrative that gets pushed out a lot. That is sort of false. But at the same exact time will tell. And I think it's at this very point in time where we have to also give credit where credit's due. And look, Series X is going to be a more capable console, more powerful console. More power to them, man. Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. B, are you back, man?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what happened, man?
How was that party, man?
Were you at a party?
Nah, man. My computer dropped all the drivers for my mic, man. So I had to.
Oh shit!
Had to reboot it.
Oh man, that sucks. Hey, it's PC gaming for you guys, right?
I was about to say a PC Master Race.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So guys, you guys hear this thing about Gearbox?
Yes.
Oh my! So we all look. We've talked a lot about Randy Pitchford on this podcast. Like the guy's kind of doesn't have a great reputation. Let's just say, right? He's been accused of verbally assaulting employees, physically assaulting employees. And so Jason Schreier with the scoop again. According to his sources, say despite huge sales from Borderlands 3, developers are getting stiffed on bonuses. And so basically what happens at Gearbox is that they take basically like under market, they get paid below market value. But they do that so they can get bigger bonuses, right? So according to Jason Schreier, he's saying it's shocking for employees at Gearbox that the studio CEO Randy Pitchford told them yesterday they would not receive their significant royalty bonuses they expected, although Randy himself got a bonus.
Over $12 million of bonuses, man.
Yes, I was about to get 12 million. So Randy gets his 12 million, goes into a meeting yesterday, told employees that Borderlands 3 bonus checks would be significantly lower than they hoped, according to 3 people who were present. He then said the game had been more expensive than expected. The company had grown significantly larger than it had in the past, and that their sales projections had been off base. He said the game had sold very well. We expect lifetime unit sales to be a record for the series. That's actually according to the CEO of 2K's parent company, Take-Two, on an earnings call back in February. Now, Pitchford also told Gearbox developers that if they weren't happy with the royalty system, they were welcome to quit. According to those who were at the meeting, he did not attribute the diminished bonuses to the pandemic, which had led to economic uncertainty and pay cuts in many other fields. He did say that he hoped to get more money to employees as an advance from 2K on future royalties. We asked for comment. Gearbox sent the following statement over to Kotaku. They said Borderlands 3 represents an incredible value to gamers, incredible achievement by the team at Gearbox Software. Our studio is talent-led, and we believe strongly in everyone sharing in profitability. The talent at Gearbox enjoys participation in the upside of our games to our knowledge and the most generous royalty bonus system in AAA. There's more, but I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a lot to read. Later, former Gearbox lawyer Wade Keller became internal. Okay, this goes back to the. I'm sorry, I'm reading the article here, but basically there was a lawsuit back in 2016 that alleged that Randy Pitchford had taken a $12 million bonus out of a pool that was intended for employees. So there's that.
Yeah. This is shady as fuck, and this is okay. So we literally just did a talk about this. It was kind of depressing on my show, but what I essentially try to lighten the mood up with, and hopefully it sticks here, is that I truly do think, in my heart of hearts, if we had to draw a comparison of what Randy Pitchford is as a human being, I think the closest thing is he's Joe Exotic, the Tiger King himself of video games.
Yes.
What is Tiger King? I've not seen this.
Dude, you have not seen Tiger King?
Oh, boy.
No. Salty, have you seen the show?
It's like a national treasure.
Bro, hold on. This is one of those things where it's like the social media craze. It's like Popeye's chicken sandwiches and what else? Fucking Animal Crossing and the Tiger King. Some shit. It's like Gigapets back in the day to our Pogs or something. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, it's
I don't
okay.
know.
So pretty much, yeah. No, he's the Joe Exotic. Everything has to be about him. Everything like he's gonna show you something flashy. He's gonna show you something probably stupid, and the magic tricks, and then just doing shady shit on the side. And this just reeks of shade. It reeks of corporate greed. It reeks of something going behind the scenes, and this mentality or the way that the studio operates of a royalty based system isn't that strange. Like you see companies like Toyota do this. They give stock to their employees every year as a way to say, hey, listen, if you work really hard, we would give you this stock in the company. And hopefully, because you work so hard, the stock's going to be so good because you're building better cars, building a better product. In theory, that works if you're a car manufacturer when you're making cars every single year. But when you're making a game every 2 to 4 years, well, that game has to be a hit, a long-term hit. And so one of the things that was going on was that the games weren't Battleborn and Alien, the Aliens, Colonial Marines were colossal flops, and they needed the influx of cash because they were in a really shit position. And so it's really boning the hardworking person that's working their goddamn best, working that crunch hour, and then just to see it's for practically peanuts. That sucks. That really sucks. And then the response is, if you don't like it, here's the door. Well, that guy's just an asshole. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Yeah.
How's it?
Everybody in that conference room should have just got up and walked the fuck out on his ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just quit. You know what I mean? Because you know what's gonna happen is that we're gonna find out that the reason why these people ain't get their money is because fucking Gearbox uses money to publish Godfall.
That's
it's gonna be some crazy ass story as to why, you know what I mean, they're not taking care of their employees. And I guarantee it's gonna be because you know what I mean, Gearbox want to get into publishing. And you know what I mean, they announced their publishing deal last year. Godfall was like one of the first big games, and I'm sure there's going to be more games to come after that. And this is the reason why they ain't taking care of their employees, is because they have a business venture that they're trying to take care of, and they're not taking care of the people who put in the work.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Nah, but I put this in the chat. It's millionaires and billionaires stealing from thousandaires, dude. It's not.
Yep.
It's nothing new, man. These guys, they're scumbags. It's like these rich people. They love stealing from people that have not. You know what I'm saying? And get more for themselves. It's like Randy Pitchford's like, hey, should I get this 12 million bonus? Sure, I should. Should I give it to my employees that break their backs to make these games? Screw them. You know, if they don't like it, they can quit. That's just the mentality. You know, screw them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It again, it's beyond gross. And there's been a few studies of like the more money you have, the disconnect with your moral code, your moral compass becomes askew because you think about dollars and cents more than valuing your employees, your customers. And it kind of just screams that here. And to talk about not giving a shit about your employees, I mean, the rumor has it is that they are thinking about just a mass exodus from that company. A lot of people, and we'll see how that rolls around. Given the circumstances we're in right now, how does that actually shape up? I don't know.
Wow. Yeah,
I'm also surprised like 2K hasn't like come out and said anything about like their relationship with Gearbox, or what I mean, where they're gonna take it going forward. Because usually when you have like shit like this going on, and you have a parent company that's publishing you, usually they try to distance themselves away from any of this negative energy, that comes from shit like this. Yeah. And 2K hasn't come out and said anything, which is kind of odd.
I mean, but when has 2K even commented on stuff with Randy Pitchford in the past?
Yeah,
I mean that's the problem though.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like he's on the board of that company too, isn't he? Of 2K.
I don't know about that. I know.
He's not.
Okay, I didn't know if he was or not. I'm just saying, but it's always been funny to me that all stuff always comes up about Randy, but then 2K says nothing. They're like always super silent about it.
Yeah. They're a very weird company as well, but they work in the way of like, well, if it hurts our bottom line. I mean, most companies are going to think that way too, but like when we're thinking about 2K, like they won't talk about something. They'll let the developers talk for themselves. So like Rockstar, for example, the only time that they went out and went to bat for Rockstar was when one of the co-founders left. He was just like, "Oh yeah, Dave was a great guy. You know, like, we're sad to see him go, but he's on the bigger and better." Like that PR bullshit.
Yeah.
So to me, they know, just like people within that studio know who Randy Pitchford is, and so they too are probably distancing themselves from someone who is sows chaos on the regular.
Yeah, you know, it's this whole thing's going to be interesting how it plays out. You know, I wonder if there will be, once things, I guess, go back to being normal, if you will. I really wonder how many people may potentially leave, because this isn't the first like thing that we've heard about Randy Pitchford at Gearbox. We've heard about his verbal altercations with employees, former employees. He apparently assaulted one of his former employees. We know about the lawsuit in 2016 of the taking of $12 million. So, I mean, I'm surprised this guy is still, with all these allegations, I'm surprised he still like has a job. I mean, geez.
I
Maybe
mean,
I
that's
should
what
be
happens.
surprised. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look at the state of things. You know, yeah, it doesn't surprise me he's still there.
2K like that bottom line.
Yeah, it's all about the bottom line, man. It's a sad reality of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they I'm pretty, if I remember correctly, they signed a 4-game deal. So this was the last game of that 4-game deal. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after this.
What was the other one? I mean, I know the 3 Borderlands games. What was?
Well, they had the 4 Borderlands games.
Oh yeah,
Pre-sequel.
yeah. You're right. The pre-sequel. I keep forgetting about that. The one game that didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's also depressing. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they did come out and say that Borderlands 3 was the highest selling Borderlands game in the franchise, and yet all this comes from it. And
it's so crazy because it's sold so well. So like, even if the game is expensive to make, why wouldn't you want to reward your staff? You're already making millions. Like, that's the thing that I don't understand as an average Joe. That I can't,
one of those millions and give it to the team.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna make even better products if the team is
people are happy,
energized.
I agree.
But it doesn't matter about that. It does not matter, man.
Yeah.
Look at Brad picking good topics, and he was wondering what we was gonna talk about today.
Dizzy said 2K Australia made the pre-sequel. That's all right.
Did they?
Okay.
Okay.
I believe I Dizzy with
I believe him.
I trust him with my firstborn.
Yes, I wasn't aware of that idea. Thank you for that clarification, sir.
So they made it. So what was the 4th game then?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not a big Borderlands fan. It's not.
Borderlands is amazing. 2 is still the best one of all.
2 is definitely the best one. 3 is not bad, but 2 is the best though.
2
I got into 3. I was just like, this is just all right. You know,
it's a little long in the tooth for the things, the things that they did.
I did saying Godfall's the 4th.
Oh, Godfall?
But Godfall isn't published by 2K.
Is it published by 2K?
Gearbox. Gearbox is publishing it.
Again. Good luck to that partnership, Sony. That one's gonna be rough.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, you think another Colonial Marines, maybe?
I don't know.
Look, I'm not. That hurt my heart being an Alien fan. Trust me, I was looking forward to that game.
So, like, I'm never the person that's like, "Oh, this game's trash." Like, this game's shit. Because I know people work really hard on it. But man, Aliens, Colonial Marines.
That game was trash, bro.
Shit. Exactly.
I still have that game installed. Like, it's like a memorial to my PC. Every time every time I redo Steam and redo everything on my PC, I always go into Steam and I always reinstall that game. And I always look at it like at least once a month saying, what could have been? What could have been?
Dude, what could have been for real,
What
though?
could have been for that game?
Could have been a contender.
Could have probably been one of the best renditions of a video game movie, the video game ever. And yeah,
it is what it is, man.
Sega. They swindled Sega.
Mm-hmm.
Borderlands 2. But granted, that's why Borderlands 2 probably was good as it was because of that blood money they got off of Sega. Because Borderlands 2 benefited from that partnership.
Yep.
Yeah. Guys, who's picking up Resident Evil 3 this Friday?
The 5-hour campaign?
Not me.
Oh, really? None of y'all?
Someone said they were going to gift it to me, but I don't know if that's going to come through or not. But if it was up to me to buy that game, it just seems like, I don't know, no matter how nostalgic it is, 5 hours, $60. I don't know.
Nope. And that's my whole thing. $5, $60 for 30. No, that's like, I get more enjoyment out of a bad Star Wars movie.
It's true. Yep.
And there's been quite a few of those recently.
Talk shit about the movie for at least the next month.
Listen, guys, okay, it's Star Wars, all right? There's a race called Mon Calamari, all right? It's not that serious.
Oh my god. Look, nostalgia's a hell of a drug. I'm still picking it up.
Oh yeah, same here.
60 bones.
60 bones,
man. 60 bones.
Nah, man, you better wait for that good old Black Friday
for
price.
That good old discount, that $29.99.
$20. $20, I think, is what it's
right, dude. Let me ask you this though. Resident Evil 3 remake is $60, but a game that literally got stealth released yesterday for $20 is probably one of the best campaigns that Call of Duty ever made. And you tell me that I'm gonna spend 2-3 times the amount more to play Resident Evil? No way, bro. No way. Not after what Call of Duty just did.
Mm-hmm.
They could have charged you $40 for that campaign and I would have bought it.
The thing that makes it clear that it's just a glorified DLC is the fact that they were trying to put that tacked on multiplayer game with it that nobody's going to play because they knew they're like, man, we can't really sell this, can we? 5 hours worth of content. They're like, let's make some tacked on multiplayer, you know what I'm saying?
And we're not trying to tell people that they shouldn't go out and spend their hard-earned $60.
You are shaming people for it.
I would have much rather them push back RE2 and just release RE2 and RE3 together.
Yes,
this year.
As a double
Wasn't that the original plan, V-Money?
Exactly.
That was the original plan.
Yeah. But then they're like,
hey, I would have much rather that happen.
But they did some internal testing and realized that people will be silly enough to spend $60 twice.
Yep,
pretty much.
You gotta get that. I'm still bag, man.
Because listen, if the experience is great and it's only 5 hours, well, I don't care. Like
Hellblade was great at 6-7 hours and it was only half the price.
All right,
that's a good point.
Here's the deal: like the standard that we're setting at the industry, just because it's a remake, quote unquote, and it has this tacked on multiplayer, it's okay. But what if this was a different game and it was only 5 hours long? Would it be acceptable then? Like would this a 5 hour campaign be acceptable for you guys for a new IP? Like, what would you say?
Does it say remake in the game? Does it say remake? Resident Evil 3 remake?
For me, this is a new experience. I've never played 3. I'm just a recent, I'm a new fan of the series. So when I think of what's my money worth? Well, is it longevity or is it the experience I'm getting out of it? And you could have a game, let's just say
prime red box right here if they still have video games in their machines.
But the original RE3 was always the
it was always short.
It was always short. Like it fell between 2 and 4 and was the shorter of the 2 and 4.
That's originally why it scored low. Like if you look at the Metacritic for the original RE3, they said it was a glorified DLC. So the fact that they're making it a remake and not adding anything to it, or you know what I'm saying, like it's just that's why it scored low in the first place. I mean, I know nostalgia is one hell of a drug, like, right? But it is what it is. They're remaking a glorified DLC essentially and charging $60 for it.
At least Final Fantasy VII is remaking it, and they're breaking it into 3 parts, and they're saying we're giving you 60 hours in the first part. I mean, as much as I think that is a push by breaking the game up into 3 different parts, at least they're giving you something for those 3 different parts at a $60 at a clip for each one. I just can't look, man.
I think it comes down to the experience though. Like if the experience is dope, like if you give me amazing 5 hours, I'll pay $60 for your game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But the 5 hours got to be amazing from start to finish.
I think I'm just thinking about it from a mindset of now knowing that. I mean, you can't disassociate what's going on in the world now versus everything else. And when I see Resident Evil sitting at $60 and I see Call of Duty sitting at 20, and I'm saying both these campaigns are about the same, I'm gonna pay $20 for that Call of Duty one and wait for that Resident Evil.
That comparison for me is apples to oranges, because Modern Warfare is like, hey, look, here's a new slab of paint and bam, done, and nothing else. We're just up-resing this.
Well, for you, I understand because you never played RE3.
Yeah, but I'm saying like this is a remake, built from not the like where Modern Warfare isn't even built from the bones of Modern Warfare 2. It's literally we just up-res this and we're throwing it out there.
The thing to counter that though is clearly they used the assets and the engine from Resident Evil 2 remake to make Resident Evil 3. Mm-hmm. So they essentially had all the hard work done, and they pushed this out as another game. Like I'm saying, like if I played both of them, I played the demo and I played RE2 remake. It's essentially the same game, man. I mean, it's the same engine. It feels the same. I'm shooting the zombies. Nothing's feeling incredibly different. So they use the same shit. Like this was supposed to drop together with the RE3. It was a business decision because they saw that people were actually going to buy RE3 separate, so they're charging $60 for it. What you're saying with COD's fine, but the fact that Activision felt like it wasn't even important enough to just have pop in circumstance and stealth released it is just it's telling there, because it is, at the end of the day, these are remakes. So you got to ask yourself, where are we going to draw the line to what's acceptable from a consumer standpoint to say, hey, I'm willing to pay $60 for so and so, or I'm willing to pay $20. Like why? Because COD Modern Warfare 2, that's a popular game. People are going to buy that, but even Activision, greedy Activision said, hey, we're not dumb enough to drop this at $60, right?
$40 for that, and people would have bought it.
Yeah. So
I would have bought it if it was $40.
But again, like Modern Warfare, not a remake, just a clear remaster. But I know what you're saying there, as in like, look, at the end of the day, it is using the similar assets from Resident Evil 2. But again, my still counter for that is, if it's giving me an experience that is equal to is equal to or greater than the its predecessor, I'm fine with that. Again, I'm pumped. Yeah, I am disheartened at the length. I will say that I was expecting a 10-hour experience, but it is what it is. It already shipped, and I ain't returning it.
Well, I am just telling people this. I am taking screenshots of everybody that sits there and says, I'm buying RE and I don't care about being a 5-hour campaign because it's all about the experience. So
you're going to see what they say afterwards.
When these other games start coming out and you guys said, man, that game's too short to be 60 hours, and be like, oh, didn't you buy RE? Here's your tweet from 3 months ago talking about RE3 is an amazing game and I love every minute of it. But guess what? You paid $60 for it too.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. So I just want people to remember what they said in these Twitter streets.
Forte,
we ain't got trust me. We ain't got nothing else to do right now. Dude, we ain't got nothing else to do but just look at each other's tweets right now.
Forte's like, I'm gonna start collecting receipts. I don't have shit else to do. It's a pandemic. I'm collecting
got nothing else to do but collect receipts while I'm sitting at work waiting for people to walk up to my door and pull on it, acting like we think we're open.
Why did GameStop turn into a trap house, man?
Exactly.
So funny, bro. Is they people literally walk up to the door and pull. Like, there's a big sign on our door that says "Delivery at door," and they still pull on the freaking door. Like, oh, you guys are open for customers in the store? No. I don't get it, man. People, man. When you ain't thinking straight, and your kids are getting on your nerves, and your wife is telling you to get the hell out the house or get the hell out of my face, and you got cabin fever, all this stuff, it all makes sense now. All makes sense now. Bill Gates has predicted this years ago, by the way.
Yeah, I watched that video.
Oh, he did. I remember that. He said there was going to be a big
2015. He said we weren't ready. We weren't ready.
We won't get into this, but he did an interview where he was smiling through the whole thing. Like I don't know, maybe he has a time machine, dude, because he acted a little bit smug that he knew everything that was going to happen. He predicted when it's going to like end and stuff. I'm like, Bill Gates, you got a time machine, bro? Like,
when did he say it was going to end?
And then he whispered,
I think it was like
September
or something like that. But he was confident. He was like smiling through the CNN interview. I'll get it.
Dude, that's just he might have a time machine.
I'm telling you, dude. Bill Gates on his island with all that money, dude. Shit.
And then he whispered into the mic, "And I have the antidote."
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Bill Gates, bro.
It's like, Bill, what did you say? What happened to your voice? Nothing.
Nothing.
Just a nice building you got here at Trump Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
That's hilarious. That's funny, man. I haven't seen the video. Well, I think I have seen the video for 2015.
There's a couple of them out there.
There's a couple of them out there.
That good old TED Talk, baby. Good old TED Talk.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, it's nostalgia for me. I'm gonna pick it up. You know, I just want to play it. You know,
I just think that's $40 extra towards my Xbox Series X. That's what I look at it as.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah. You know,
I'll get it soon. I do want to. Don't get it wrong. I do want to play it. But I can't. $60, I just can't. I can't.
I get it.
I'm spoiled now. Half these games hitting Game Pass for the price of $1 now. So
I gotta say this. Hey, as we're
Microsoft has spoiled us.
As we're talking about the Modern Warfare 2 remaster, I'm surprised that there's the fucking remaster is timed exclusive.
Oh yeah.
Well, that lets you know what Call of Duty is going to be next generation, exclusive to Sony again.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I know people are upset, and I think it's kind of shitty as well, because it's kind of like the Tomb Raider scenario, but just, not as extreme. Because like when I'm thinking of Modern Warfare 2, I always pull this story, but like it's me in high school, senior year. I skipped my 8th period class to go out and purchase Modern Warfare 2, and I beat it in a sitting, and I loved every fucking minute.
What grade were you in?
Senior, man. Was I a senior? Yeah.
Okay, so you were 17. Okay, so you were 17 at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That was, I think, one of the first like M-rated games as well that I bought. As a.
I'm about to say, man, that story didn't do.
I was playing M-rated games when I was 5, dude.
Well, no, I mean,
Salty playing GTA with his.
Bro, 5 years old.
My parents were terrible. They were like, he could play whatever the hell he wanted to play.
Yeah, we didn't have games that were rated when I started playing games. It was just like,
Well, Pong didn't have a rating on it.
Pong rated mature.
It wasn't just Pong, ET, Asteroid. Okay, anyhow.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
IDizzy says, but Modern Warfare 2 is back and paddle ready for those waiting to play it on Xbox. Yeah, but it's not remastered.
But you can still play it, man. Stop crying.
And also,
wipe your damn tears, man. Everybody stop crying.
Like the thing about it as well is it's actually a pretty damn good deal, because you're also getting like a ton of like Warzone and like multiplayer stuff on top of that
for free with it.
Yeah. So like I was looking at it for like the Warzone shit alone. I was just like $19.99. All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Ooh, I might have to get it now. The Warzone. I've been playing Warzone. That's actually what I've only been playing more recently.
Warzone is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I thoroughly enjoy it so far.
Bro, so playing Warzone has kind of opened my eyes. So I was talking to my buddy Pat Man Gaming. He's a big Halo guy. I was like, dude, Warzone. I was like, Halo needs to follow this model where they drop Infinite, right? And then afterwards, they do this free-to-play standalone release of a Halo Battle Royale. I feel like Halo would just be perfect for Battle Royale. I know already, like, the Halo enthusiasts would just lose their shit. But just think about it, man. Like, all the vehicles that are in there, Warthogs, everything else, like the armor and everything. I think it could be awesome to have a Halo Battle Royale, dude, and have it free to play. I think that shit would blow up. But that's just me, man. That, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I would love. I think that would be fucking cool. Like, and you're dropping in like an ODST in Halo 2.
Yep.
Like that's dope. Anybody that argues otherwise, you're kidding yourself. That's crazy.
You know,
cool.
like instead of like having like the rechargeable armor, maybe you get armor packs off the ground. Maybe like add to your like chest piece or leg pieces and grab a BR out of a box, or you know, maybe they have lots of things they could do, dude. Warthogs you could pick up, or
I mean, think of it like this. Like,
up?
you could have it fit into the lore of like, this is like they could call it like training ground or something like that, where like you're you know, you're being recruited into being into the Spartan program. Like, that's dope.
That'd be dope, man. I'm telling you, like, because you know, Activision and Call of Duty, they saw what the trend was, and that's the thing with these video games. You got to stick with the times and evolve. And that's what Halo needs to do with the multiplayer. Like, I'm not saying ditch the old style multiplayer, have that, release that with the game, but have a free to play. Because I was telling everybody from the get, I'm like, Call of Duty needs to have their Battle Royale free to play, because they released what was that? The Black Ops one. They charged for it, right? Blackout, and it wasn't as popular. But now they saw Apex Legends, they saw Fortnite. They're like, dude, we need to release a free to play. They do that, it's blowing up, man. I'm telling you, Halo needs this, but we'll see if they actually do it, man.
And in like Call of Duty proves you can do both. You can absolutely do both.
Yep.
You can appease both sides, and you can bring new blood into the fold. And I think that is what Halo has failed to do for the past 2 games, is bringing new players into the fold on day.
They could have like perks for being Game Pass for subscriber, you know, like if they had a battle pass for the whatever they called it, training grounds, like you were talking about, like have if you're Game Pass subscriber, you get a free certain amount of boost, or you get this you know, skins for your gun, man. I'm telling you, dude, this shit would be,
dude, what if it's like
little RJ Barj?
if you're a Game Pass member, the battle pass is free. Like, fuck, I mean, that would be so fun, cool. I don't know.
343, if you're listening, you hire Mr. Badbit.
Yeah, I have ideas, all right, and I'm not saying all of them are good, but yeah, hire me.
I think a free Halo Battle Royale I think it would blow up. I really do.
It would blow up.
I think so. I mean, it's a marquee brand. You know, you can imagine dropping from the sky. You know, as a what's it called, as a Spartan. I mean, that's
Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan ODST. Like, for me, guys, nothing gets me more jazzed. You know, because I'm a big Halo fan. I'm not into the like lore as much. It's just that world, that universe is so fucking cool. There are a few things that get me really excited. Okay, that is it. Like when I think of it, I just get childlike glee. That is whenever they drop a Bloodborne 2 trailer, and then the second thing is whenever I see the live action Master Chief in the suit, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm gonna freaking lose it with that TV show. Oh my god, if it's kind of like The Mandalorian in a way,
I hope, dude.
Where it's just like, yeah, the Master Chief every episode is just gonna be a fucking badass. Are you okay with that? Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do this. You know? Yeah. Let's make a Halo Battle Royale. Let's do it right now.
Let's do it now.
Come on.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm here. Kill me.
Kill me.
I'm here. Kill me right here.
Yeah, kill me.
That's a good one, man. That's a fucking good one.
Should have Arnold. They should have Arnold do like the intro, like when you're about to drop in. Good job now. Go now. Follow your Spartan members now. Yeah.
Dude, can we talk for just a brief second about that Predator game?
I've not played it, but I heard it's not good.
Yo, it's not good at all.
It's
That
not.
is not. Yeah, again, like God bless those developers. I hate saying it, but man, I tried to get into a match 3 times, and on for a 10-minute queue on all 3 tries. And then when I was finally able to get into a match, I was the predator. I was like, "This is gonna be dope. It's gonna be so cool." Everybody left.
Yep.
I'm just like, okay, this is
I don't think that format's like doable. I just don't like that format, man. Like the 4v1 or like what else? Evolve was like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that always online concept, the Evolve model, this model, Friday the 13th,
Their initial game, Friday 13th, it was all right, but I don't think they should have went with this model. They should have just made a standard PvP game.
Yeah.
Are we saying that Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon did it better?
Probably. I didn't even play that one, but like probably.
Yeah, they did have the Predator as DLC, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty fun actually.
It was actually pretty good.
No, Ghost Recon has been trash for a while.
Ghost Recon has been trash since Tropical Storm was the thing, which was the heyday, the beautiful days of the original Xbox. Last time I really cared about Ghost Recon.
Oh man, he's undefeated, man. Don't worry.
Oh man, that's where I learned. That's where my love for first person shooters came from, man. And then they went third person on us, completely changed the game.
Yeah,
you know what?
Changed the game.
You know what needs to come back though? Real talk. Rainbow Six Vegas, man. New Vegas was
fire.
That was fire. That game was fire.
Fire. Yeah. People still play that game to this day because the servers are still live.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, servers are still left for that game.
Yep, people still play it. The controls are still fire, trash though. Bro.
Oh yeah, that is trash. You are absolutely correct about that.
Yeah, I go back and play that game every now and again. The first couple matches, I'm just frustrated. Like, God damn, man.
Yeah.
How do we ever play with these controls?
Yes, those controls, bro, are horrible.
It's it's funny you guys mention controls. I don't think people realize how bad controls used to be back in the days.
Yeah. I don't think like that's again, like that's something we never kind of take into account. But that's one of the main reasons why like going back to a game, on 360 or PS2, I can't do it because the controls are just bumpkiss. Can't do it.
Yep. Watching people play original Resident Evil makes my eyes hurt.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like I'm not even moving the character, and I feel like my eyes and my hands are cramping watching you do this.
I would say.
What is this? Is that Chris's blood? I can't get enough of that dining room. It's like, what? Blood looks like Chris's blood.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh man.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye, man.
Yeah.
GoldenEye.
Oh my god.
Such memories.
Yeah, those controllers weren't that great either.
Remember,
impossible playing that goddamn game.
Remember when Madden football used to be called John Madden football, and when you hit somebody so hard the thunder would rain down, it'd be like thunder.
I do remember that. You crack someone, the thunder would like.
It was thunder, and then when John Madden was like boom.
Yeah, boom.
I always wondered, does he still get? I mean, they use his name.
Is he alive?
I had to look it up.
He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. I told my someone actually asked me, he said, is John Madden still alive? I was like, I think so. I said, I will feel real bad if I didn't know if John Madden died.
I guess
he's alive.
No, he's still alive.
Is Pat Summerall still alive?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah. Dude, we would know if that happened. If they passed away,
I think Pat Summerall passed away, man. He's got it because he was like 95 when he was calling football games.
He said he's like 95. I just wonder if does he still get royalties off that game?
I believe it.
Oh yeah. Or like his family or some shit. Yeah.
Somebody in the family.
Dizzy says he still gets money. He is paid.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, if EA wanted to change the name of Madden Football, they couldn't.
No,
But you know what? Like real talk though, he probably looks like Jabba the Hutt now.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't say that. The Madden Cruiser, man. Man, he had to fit in and out of that Madden Cruiser. He didn't fly. I envy that man for driving to every football game for 80 plus years. It seems.
Hey, somebody in live chat said Pat Summerall died.
He did.
Yeah, I just looked it up. He did.
I told you he was like 150 when he's calling the Super Bowl 30 years ago.
He said like 150.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but John Madden's still alive.
Well, good on him.
Yeah,
Well, we know Tiger Woods don't get paid no more because they messed up golf when they gave it to Rory McIlroy.
Well, that's a meme.
I don't even think they make it anymore now, do they?
They don't make it no more. They made one.
They don't make
the
golf
last
anymore?
one they make was EA doesn't make it no more. The last one they made was Rory McIlroy, which was 2016 or 17. The last one Tiger was on was 14. Because that was the year after that's when that whole scandal happened, and then they dropped them.
I'm still thinking about the Chappelle skit with him, man.
You said what?
When I think, because I don't know sports whatsoever, so I'm thinking Tiger Woods. I'm thinking of the Dave Chappelle skit.
Oh God.
That's
almost like somebody said, "Well, who the hell is R. Kelly?" Oh, you talk about Dave Chappelle?
Mm-hmm.
You talk about Dave Chappelle? Oh man, that was the golden years, man.
Yep.
Golden years.
Yep.
we'll take Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even realize they stopped making that golf game. I haven't played a golf game in years.
Dude, they haven't had a proper golf game in 4 years because all they do is make those golf club games now. The golf club. Yeah.
But I did hear wasn't there some rumblings where he's like, "I'm coming back, bitches." There was something of Tiger interested of getting back into the game.
The only thing I'm looking forward to is NCAA college football finally coming back so they can have something that's not Madden.
Mm-hmm.
Did they officially say it was coming back?
No, the lawsuit is over. So
the lawsuit over.
No, they never said it is coming back, but with that lawsuit being over, I would think that's how you were able to double dip on football in August and in September because of NCAA football. So I would think that sooner or later they're going to bring that back.
Yeah,
I can't wait, man.
Dude, because that's the only game I would never play Madden again. Ever.
Yeah, NCAA was fire, man.
Fire.
Yeah, they can never replicate what NCAA did into the Madden games, and I always wonder why.
Because NCAA would always take the good things that Madden had and make them better. And then all of a sudden, NCAA was way better than the Madden that came out that year.
Yep. And they had all the college teams. The college atmosphere was better. You know what I mean?
The college atmosphere, dude.
Then you could create your collegiate player, take him to Madden at one point, right?
Yeah. They had the import player. Yeah. Import career. It was beautiful, man. That's when gaming was simple.
Yeah,
remember you used to remember the first week that the game was out. You was like, who got the names of all the rosters?
Yep.
Because they had file save. You could go. Somebody would literally take the time to name every player in the NCAA and upload it to the server so everybody could download them. And they could have the real names of the players on their teams. It was beautiful, man. That's what I see, and that's the things that I as much as we always complain, and I think people really are going to love this show because this is a show we actually are talking about games. Thank God. So that's what I miss the most about that. It's just picking up a controller and just figuring stuff out and the community chipping in a good way to actually make games better. Because that's why that game it wasn't just because it was better than Madden. People made it better than that just because they did little things like make roster and updates and stuff like that made the game better. And I just want stuff like that to happen again. I want Bungie to give us a freaking file share for Destiny where we can actually go in and edit our clips like they did in Halo. I want stuff like that to come back.
I want Bungie to make Halo again, man.
Oh, well, they are making Halo, sir. It's called Destiny.
I know that's
They are. It's called Destiny. It's the thing that Microsoft poo-pooed the bed on, and they should have let those people make the game they wanted to make. And guess what? Xbox might be in a better place if they would have did that.
maybe.
What's next for Destiny Forte? Where they go?
Who knows?
Where they going, man?
Dude, Destiny's a little long in the tooth, man. We need a Destiny 3 at this point. We need a Destiny 3 at this point. Destiny 2 is stale as hell. But the only thing is there's nothing out here that has gunplay like it when it comes to arena shooters.
For sure.
That's what kind of keeps it at its pristine pace when it comes to people playing it. But that game is stale as hell at this point. It's about time for something else to happen, but I just don't think they're ready. I think it's going to be at least 2021, 2022 until you see the next one.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a long time, man.
That's the thing, though. They'll be fine because they have a loyal player base that does nothing but no life's that freaking game, like me.
Oh my god, gives me PTSD. Gives me PTSD hearing Destiny 2, man. Like
PTSD.
You guys are playing the same fucking strikes, using the same guns, dropping the same shit. I'm like, dude, talking about that till 2021 or 22, man.
No, it does.
Gives me PTSD, dude. I swear to God.
Well, listen. Being the stand that I am for that game, he is absolutely right. And when he says that, in the back of my mind is like, there is no coming back from that. What he just said, because he's right.
No, I'm just telling you, man. They announced that they're bringing the hard light back for the 10th time. Oh my god!
And the whole player base is gonna go crazy and come back and
it's gonna be an event. Shit, you gotta grind for 20 hours to get it though. It's like shit.
Wait till they bring Gallahorn back.
Not again.
Wait till they bring Gallahorn back for the second time, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Jeez,
like, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same shit over and over, expecting different results, bro.
Destiny is it. That is the definition of insanity.
Telling you.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But I have been playing other games. I have been playing.
No, you haven't, Forte.
Yes, I've been playing Call of Duty, brother. As soon as I saw that stealth drop, I jumped all over it.
There you go.
Look, I couldn't be. How could I like put a tweet out telling people like I want to see that same energy if I'm not gonna buy the game my damn self?
That's true.
I put that tweet out because I said y'all keep saying y'all ain't waiting for games to come out to play them. I don't want to see you guys saying, "Oh, I was waiting for 30 days for it to come out on Xbox." If you got a PlayStation, go buy it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Buy it on Xbox if you want to support that much and get you get achievements.
Yeah, no doubt.
I might re-download it. I don't know, or might download it. I might bite the bullet on it, depending. But
Do
again,
it.
like,
dude,
see. Right now, real talk. I'm on Spider Island right now, man. I'm living my goddamn villager
literally
life.
and figuratively, you're on Spider Island.
Yeah, man. Like, here I am. I'm dressed as an egg person. I started a cult in Animal Crossing, and I'm just digging it, man. This is a life I want to live.
Dude,
that's hilarious.
Listen, my associate was at work today because since we're only doing at the door, she's like, "Well, you want me to do anything?" I said, "Just put everything up, and then once you're done, you can play Animal Crossing." So she literally sat there for like the last hour and a half we were there. She was building she had a house and it's on top of a mountain. Like she built it on top of a mountain on an island. And she was building a waterfall next to the house. And she was like, "This waterfall isn't right. It's 5x5. It's too far over. I got to keep redoing it." She literally messed with this waterfall for like 45 minutes till it was right. I was like, y'all crazy.
Dude, real talk. Listen, I'm here to just spit the truth. I've played fucking Animal Crossing today for at least 3 hours straight.
I believe it. It's addicting.
It's addicting. And it does have that Destiny loop of like, okay, this person has this thing that I want that too, so I'm gonna work my ass off to grind to get that thing. And it sounds crazy when I say it out loud, but it makes total sense when you're playing it. You're like, okay, I want this thing. What do I do to get that thing? You know, I love it.
Yeah, I have not picked up Animal Crossing, and I'm not going to because I already know that I'll get addicted to it, and my backlogs,
Can you buy Popeye chicken sandwich and Animal Crossing?
I don't know, man. I don't know. You
Can
could
you?
maybe. I wouldn't say no.
Oh my goodness! All right, well, gentlemen, that's it for topics. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show because I got to get to bed. I got to get up early and start homeschooling. Believe it or not.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Fun times.
Yeah,
That is
man.
fun
Well,
times.
they send our kids home with like a curriculum, so we gotta we gotta get
pick
to
up the
teaching.
slack.
Yeah.
Do your kids have laptops for school?
Yeah.
Yeah. They send my kids home with their MacBooks.
Fucking
And,
MacBooks?
Yeah, my wife's been doing homework with them every day, man.
Jesus,
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
man.
Google Chromebooks.
Yeah. Are your kids going crazy though with being at home all day?
Shit.
Shit, they make my wife crazy, man. My wife can't stand it. She's doing homework with 3 kids all day long. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, man.
My oldest is in middle school, so
Here's
they're
what I'm
sending them
hoping,
all
though.
types of shit home.
I'm hoping like at the end of the day, people are like, you know what? Teachers do deserve livable wages because they're doing this 20 times over for like 6 hours a day.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and they're doing it with multiple kids that have different levels of, how they learn and how they engage with stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yep.
So I say it all the time, man. Teachers got to get paid more. They
Yep.
put it in the work.
Yep. I agree.
iDizzy says B Money lives in a gated community.
Shit, I wish, man. I'm close though. I'm close.
Yeah. B, are you still going in for work? Like, are you still have to go in or?
Yeah. I usually work like 6 hours a day, man. Just go into the office and what I mean, make sure shit's still happening.
Yeah.
We still got to buy products and make sure it's getting shipped to the stores and stuff. So
Wow.
they're still trying to proceed like everything's normal, but of course it isn't.
Yeah.
So just on the phone back and forth, making calls and trying to ensure that stuff is getting to where it needs to go.
Yeah. Wow, man. That's crazy, bro. Interesting
Yeah.
times, man. Interesting times to say the least. But I want to give a big shout out to Saltiest Gaming for joining us tonight. Salty, man, great having you back. Please let everyone know where they could find you, sir.
Yeah, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Saltiest Gaming, Twitter, Saltiest Gaming, the I is a 1, and then YouTube, Saltiest Gaming, 2 words. We're having, I think, Mooch on and Mr. Boomstick XL tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're moving the time up, man. It's going to be fun. All right.
No doubt. It's going to be an awesome show, man, with Boom and with Boom and the Mooch. So that's awesome, man. I think we're actually going to have Mooch on next week, I believe. But yeah, it's going to be a good show. Definitely check it out, everyone. And Mr. Badbit, always a pleasure, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
for coming back on. I know it was last minute, but I appreciate it, sir. Please let all the fellow or the kind people out there in the world know where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find me at Bad Big Games, where I talk about all things game news, reviews, and unboxings. We literally just finished streaming the latest episode of the Trophy Room, so you can check that out. And I host the Trophy Room of PlayStation podcast on YouTube, on iTunes, on Google Play, on Spotify, wherever you get your RSS feeds. Please rate us 5 stars. We are 5-star reviews away from 69 reviews on iTunes. So
Nice.
it's the sexiest score, and we're working our way there. All right, that's what she
I'm
said.
about to go do it now.
Yeah. So
Do it.
yeah,
Do
all
it
that.
now.
Do it.
No.
Kill
Do it
me.
now.
What?
I don't know.
That's how the leader of the free world sounds when he talks.
Jesus.
That's all I feel like I'm hearing when he talks.
Oh, and also vote, guys.
Yes,
Please
yes.
vote.
Yes.
Please vote this time.
Yes. All right. And big
Please.
shout out to Slow Mo Backslap and Eric Jackson, who weren't here tonight. Miss you guys. I'll be back next week. And always shout out to Mr. Gaming Forte and B Money. Everyone, please enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe. Stay inside. Don't go out if you don't have to. Seriously. Stay inside. If you got to go on a supply run, do it, but be careful. And wash your hands. And am I missing anything else? Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
And stay the fuck at home.
Yep.
That's it. Nothing
Yes,
else.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
go
much it.
to F the sleep.
That too. And do
If you feel like
homeschooling.
you need, if you feel like you want to leave your house, go to sleep.
Hey, you know what's bad? Is I called out my liquor store down the street to see if they would do deliveries.
Oh yeah, because they're essential.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I don't.
Liquor stores are essential.
Because I like if I don't want to like if I don't have to go in, I don't want to.
Yeah, I want to have fun.
Yeah, if
Okay.
I don't have to go into the store to go pick up liquor, I don't want to. But
I
they're not
know that,
delivering,
right.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Well.
I did. He says, "Wash your hands, wash your ass."
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yo, that's
on, wax
facts,
off.
man.
Those
That's
are
facts.
facts. Yeah. Buck Rogers is doing mad supply runs. He says, "I'm going outside tomorrow again."
Again.
Yeah. Buck, be
Man, he
safe
gonna
out
open
there,
up
buddy.
that man. He gonna open that man's trunk and he gonna have a grocery store.
Yeah,
It's
he
like,
is.
"Hey, I got that milk.
Buck's like, "Hey, I got that milk, baby."
I got that milk, baby. I got toilet paper. Half a roll for $20.
Oh my goodness! All right,
Can't
everyone.
wash it. Can't wipe your ass without this.
Oh my goodness! All right, everyone. We are out. We'll catch you guys next week. Have a great rest of the week. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.